You know how they say revenge is best served cold? Well, mine was ice cold, and it took 7 years to land. My so-called best friend thought it was funny to drag me out of bed at 3 a.m. for Taco Bell after I'd just driven 12 hours across the country. But he didn't know that one small act of revenge would follow him for the rest of his life. If you've ever wanted to get back at a friend who crossed the line or dreamed of a revenge so perfect it lingers for years, hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready. Because this isn't just a story of friendship and frustration. It's a story of patience, planning, and his 7-year punchline, spring break, 2013. I was 23, burned out from work and school in Chicago, and ready for an escape. My best friend Pete lived out in Denver. We'd been close since 7th grade, the kind of friends who insulted each other as a love language. So I packed my car, hit the road at 4 in the morning, and pointed west. The drive was long, flat, and dull. Just endless highways, frozen cornfields, and the faint crackle of March Madness on the radio. I powered through with gas station coffee and short naps on the side of the road, windows cracked for fresh air. By the time I hit Colorado, the weather flipped. Sunshine turned to clouds, clouds to rain, rain to sleet, and then snow, thick, blinding snow. The last 80 miles were brutal. Interstate 76 was a skating rink. My hands clenched the wheel, my knuckles white, shoulders tight as I inched along at 20 miles per hour. 3 hours of pure stress. By the time I finally pulled into Pete's driveway, I was fried. My friends were buzzing with energy, ready to hit the bars. They shoved a beer in my hand, but my body begged for sleep. I waved them off, crawled into bed, and sank into the best sleep of my life. For about 3 in the morning, I woke to chanting. Loud, drunken chanting echoing through the house. Taco Bell. Taco Bell. Taco Bell. I buried my head under the pillow, praying they'd stop. But no. They only got louder. Come on, man, Pete slurred, drive us to Taco Bell. Every muscle in my body screamed in protest. I had survived a 12-hour drive, a snowstorm, and near death on black ice. Now my so-called best friend wanted me to play chauffeur for his drunken munchies? I tried to ignore it, but the chanting grew unbearable. Finally, I staggered out, grabbed the keys, and said, "Fine. Let's go." The 24-hour Taco Bell was packed with drunks. The car stank of beer and cheap perfume. The guys stuffed tacos into their mouths like wild animals, finally quiet for the first time all night. I turned down the music and muttered, "You know you guys are going to pay for this, right?" Pete mumbled through a mouthful of taco meat, "Don't care." Taco Bell. That was it. No apology. No gratitude. Just Taco Bell. That was the moment the revenge seed planted itself in my brain. The next morning, I woke up early, surprisingly refreshed, while my friends were sprawled across the living room like corpses. Empty wrappers, beer cans, and half-eaten tacos decorated the coffee table. And that's when I saw it, Pete's phone, abandoned right there. My pulse quickened. I picked it up, opened the settings, and scrolled straight to autocorrect. The rest of the trip? Amazing. Hiking, biking, exploring Colorado. I half expected Pete to confront me. Maybe he'd text, "Meet me at Taco Bell," and it would come out, "Meet me at Cock." But nothing. I drove back to Chicago. Nothing. Spring quarter rolled around. Nothing. Summer passed. Still nothing. By fall, I figured maybe the prank had flopped. Maybe Pete had noticed and fixed it. Or worse, maybe he thought someone else did it. Years passed. 2014, 2015. 2016, I forgot about it. Life moved on. Then came 2020. With a grin spreading across. It was the middle of the COVID lockdown. Everyone was stuck inside, isolated, restless. My phone buzzed with a text. It was from Pete. "You mother asterisk 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 er." Attached was a screenshot of a group text conversation. In the middle of a serious chat, Pete had typed, "I'm just happy that Cock is an essential service." I stared at the screen, then burst out laughing. 7 years. 7 years of silent sabotage had finally landed. All the frustration of that 3 a.m. Taco Bell run evaporated in a wave of satisfaction. Pete had been humiliated in a group chat, forced to explain why his phone screamed obscenities at random. And I hadn't lifted a finger since that night in 2013. That was the beauty of it. My revenge was patient, invisible, and devastating when it hit. Picture it, a grown man, trying to hold a normal conversation during a pandemic, only to have his phone betray him with cock, at the worst possible moment. The group chat blew up with laughter, and Pete, my lifelong friend, the guy who dragged me to Taco Bell at 3 a.m., finally realized the trap I'd set 7 years earlier. And the best part? He had to admit defeat with just 3 words, "You mother asterisk asterisk asterisk-er." Revenge doesn't always have to be loud or immediate. Sometimes the most satisfying payback is the one that lies in wait, biding its time, until it explodes when the victim least expects it. 7 years of silence, 1 priceless text, and balance was restored. If this story made you laugh or gave you ideas, smash that like button and tell me in the comments, what's the funniest revenge you've ever pulled off? Don't forget to subscribe for more Reddit revenge stories where karma always finds